Okay, in this video, I'm going to be creating and explaining to you guys another full workout. Today, it's going to be a back and biceps workout. Like always, I'm going to be going over what exercises to do, the order you should do them in, what rep ranges to follow for each exercise, and my additional commentary on how exactly to perform the movements to get the best out of each movement. All right, so let me get into it. Okay, quick warm up. Just do a couple sets of scapula pull-ups, shoulder rolls, and arm circles. I'd say like 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. So the first working movement today is going to be the single arm lat pull down. Set up a bench at the cable stack. Distance the bench away from the stack so that your arm can fully stretch, and angle it so that you can rest your arm for support on the bench. Here, do 2 sets of 8 to 12 reps with a 2-1-3-0 tempo. So really focusing on contracting your lower lat, drive your elbows into your hips and hold that squeeze, slowly releasing the weight up. This is a great unilateral exercise, which is going to allow you to improve your mind-muscle connection with your lats, meaning you will grow because the more you train that muscle effectively. And 2, it's going to prevent or correct any muscle imbalances you may have because it's a single arm movement, meaning you can dedicate time, attention, and intensity to both sides. Also, this single arm movement is going to help you better isolate your lats more than a pull-up or a pull-down will do. So if you struggle to actually feel your lats working when you do your pull-downs or your pull-ups, I would highly recommend that you try this one out. Next movement is the barbell row. The barbell row is a very good exercise for your lats and your upper back. So it's a great way to add width and thickness to your back. Here I'd say do 2 top sets of 8 to 10 reps and 1 back off set of 12 to 15 reps. Get in a strong position with a neutral spine. I'd say place your hands shoulder width apart on the bar and pull the bar into your belly button, driving your elbows as far back as possible into your armpits. Think about retracting your scapula at the top, so squeezing your shoulder blades together and slowly lowering the weight with your lats. Ideally, you should not be swinging up and down. You shouldn't be using a weight where you have to resort to ego lifting and breaking your form, because this is going to end up in you being a suboptimal position. It's going to shorten the range of motion which you are working with, meaning you won't grow as effectively. So drop the weight or use a weight that you can fully control, as this is going to produce better results for you. The more you lift does not mean bigger you'll get. Next is the bent over dumbbell row. Here, do 2 top sets of 8 to 10 reps and 1 back off set of 15 reps, and then do a 1-point rest pause after your last set. So after you fail on your last set, drop the dumbbells, rest for 10 deep breaths, and then using the same weight, go again till failure. This time driving your elbows into your hips, not your armpits. So use a neutral palm position, one where your palms are facing your body. Keep your elbows tucked in by your side and drive them backwards to bias the lats more. Then on the eccentric, stretch your shoulder blades down, so protract your shoulders, feeding the stretch, and squeeze as you pull the weight up. Again, keeping your spine in a neutral position. You don't want to be swinging up and down. This is a great exercise for targeting your lower lats and your lower traps. Whereas with a pronated grip, like the one you were using on your barbells, one which you are driving your elbows into your armpits, this is going to bias a lot more upper traps, rhomboids, and rear delts. So these 2 movements, although they look very similar, if you perform them differently, they're going to produce different results. Next is the neutral grip cable row. Another rowing movement this time, again driving your elbows into your armpits, so squeezing your upper back as you pull the weight towards you. Here, do 2 top sets of 10 to 12 reps and 1 back off set of 12 to 15 reps. Pull with your elbows, okay? Don't pull with your biceps, keeping the tension on the lats and not your forearms. Here, retract your shoulder blades together for 2 seconds and then control the weight down for 3 seconds, keeping the tension on your lats and your lower traps. If you feel your forearms or your biceps or your lower back even take over, then try dropping the weight. Don't swing forwards and backwards like you're rowing a boat. Keep a neutral spine. Oh yeah, and don't be like me, okay? Remember to breathe. Exhale as you pull the weight and inhale as you release the weight. Next is the machine pin loaded row. And I know what you're thinking, another rowing movement, bro. But in this day and age, we are all C-shaped humans. We're all hunched over like this all the time on our phones, on our laptops, and over time this has a really damaging effect on our posture. So it's important to strengthen and grow your back muscles, but your upper back in particular. So you need to do a lot of rowing movements. Anyways, back to the movement. Whether your gym has a Nautilus machine, a chest supported seated row, or any sort of machine pin loaded row, the same logic applies. This time biasing your lats, so tucking your elbows into your hips and not your armpits, and squeezing your shoulder blades together. Do 1 top set of 8 to 10 reps and 1 back off set of 12 to 15 reps using a 2-1-3-0 tempo. So really just focusing on controlling the negative and feeling a nice big stretch at the end of the movement. Next up is the seated face pull. Now obviously you can do these standing up, you can do these kneeling down like a little dog. I personally prefer to just attach the rope to the cable row machine and do them seated. It's a great exercise as it works to your rhomboids, your mid traps, and the external rotators of your upper back. So it's a great movement for posture and for adding detail to your upper back. stack. You can use a pronated or a supinated grip when doing your face pulls. Just remember to keep your elbows nice and high and pause for a second in the contraction so that you can properly engage your upper back. And do one top set of 10 to 12 reps and one backup set of 12 to 15 reps with a 50% drop set after your last set, and go to failure. Now coming on to the biceps with an easy bar cable curl. So make sure to stand nice and tall with a flat back. Your shoulders and your elbows should be locked in position. I like to grab the outside grip of the easy bar, focusing on getting a good stretch and a good squeeze. So do one top set of 10 to 12 reps and one backup set of 12 to 15 reps. I really do think it's a good idea to throw in some cable movements for your biceps and not just rely on free weights like barbell or dumbbell curls. It provides a different kind of stimulus to your biceps because of the constant tension, and that, based on my experience, is going to produce extra growth for you. And finally, single arm cable curls facing away from the cable stack. 3 sets here. First set, do 6 to 9 reps. Second set, do 10 to 12 reps. And third set, do 15 to 20 reps. So hitting every part of the hypertrophic rep range to maximize muscle growth. So use a different weight each set, one in which you fail within the assigned rep range, and do a 1-point rest pause after the last set. Here, attach the cable to the bottom of the stack, use a single hand grip, take 1 step forward with the opposite foot, locking your shoulders and your elbows in place, and curl the weight up. Really squeeze at the top. You should feel a contraction in the side of your bicep, and slowly lower the weight, flexing your tricep at the bottom to get that maximum stretch. And obviously another variation you can do is incline dumbbell curls using a bench. And voila, that is the recipe for a thick back and big biceps. So this workout will maximize muscle growth, and if you want to maximize fat loss as well, then I would recommend that after your training session, you hop on the treadmill or whatever cardio machine you choose to do and do 25 minutes of low intensity steady state cardio. So the intensity at which you should train should be at a heart rate of around 130 to 140 beats per minute. Try not to go over or under this limit, as you still want to push yourself on your cardio, but you don't want it to be too intense to the point where you could enter the overtraining range. Try this workout out, give it 6 to 9 weeks, okay, and you will transform your body. It's that simple, bro. You just have to be consistent with it, but make sure that it's one that you enjoy. And if you feel that it's too much volume or you feel like you're fatiguing, then just pick the exercises with 3 sets and drop those down to 2, or knock off one of the back exercises. I rarely complete this workout myself. This is just, again, to provide variety for you guys, to provide a handful of choices for you to use on your next back day. So I hope this has been helpful. Comment down below which training split you want to see next, and like and subscribe to see me cover another workout like this. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be coming out with a video very soon, but until then, peace.